If you want to know how Tim Curry's Pennywise from the 1990 TV miniseries It is hidden in this trailer, then stick around to the end of this video. The trailer opens with an overhead shot of the town. The same angle is also seen in 1989 during the first movie. Here are the two side by side for comparison. We then see the missing posters that are piling up once again. The town is decorated with balloons in the background, possibly for the Derry Canal Days Festival, which is the carnival and celebration where It makes a return in the book. We can't see the movie theater marquee, but in the first movie, the titles were accurate to the time period. So maybe in this movie, it'll be showing 10 Cloverfield Lane, Don't Breathe, Lights Out. Oh, what a good year. In the next scene, we see someone drowning in the sewers. The first time he comes up from the water, he sees nothing. The second time, there's blood in the water. And the third time, there's a good old friend who just woke up from his nappy nap and probably wants to play. Jade of the Orient is the same Chinese restaurant that the Losers Club has the reunion lunch at in the book. You can see the words "try me" on this drink of the month advertisement. Is this a coincidence, or is this Pennywise saying "try me, challenge me, and see what happens"? In the book, Pennywise does manipulate the dishes served at that lunch and leaves similar messages throughout the novel, so I think it's a possibility. This shot of Beverly is brief, but you'll notice tall buildings, rain, a police car, and the fact that she's not wearing makeup as she does in her other appearances. I think this is her late night escape from her abusive husband, Tom Rogan. The two live together in Chicago at the start of chapter 2, and Beverly didn't have much time to grab anything as she escaped. Everyone's rushing to get inside, but she's focused on getting away from her abusive husband. Like I mentioned earlier, I think this carnival is part of the Derry Canal Days Festival, and one room in the funhouse contains a series of swinging clown pendulums. Some of these look just like Tim Curry's Pennywise from the 1990 adaptation of It. It has the yellow clown suit, orange pom-pom buttons, and red tufts of hair. There's a similar reference in the first movie where Curry's Pennywise can be seen in the room full of clown statues. This funhouse scene isn't in the book, but there is a scene where Bill encounters a kid on a skateboard, and Bill warns him not to play around the sewers. Then, Bill gets the urge to ride the skateboard because the inner child inside of him is essentially re-emerging. So I think instead of the skateboard, Bill relives his childhood by going into the funhouse maze. And instead of him just warning the kid, maybe he saves the kid while he's in actual danger. Also, can I just point out this is the second horror movie this year to have a mirror maze?
What if I'm the monster?
Bill crashes into this glass that seems to be right in front of him. Does it maybe have the ability to change the layout of the maze to drive Bill crazy? If so, it could make for some great psychological horror. When Pennywise is revealed, the tongue is hanging out further than we've ever seen it. Kind of like some weird smartphone filter. I think this is how It shows that it's preparing for a meal because it senses fear and feeds off of fear.
I'll take all of you, and I'll feast on your flesh as I feed on your fear.
We saw this a lot with all of the drool in the first movie, and I think this tongue shot is essentially taking that to the next level. When the losers show up at the house on 29 Neibolt Street, Eddie has a bloody gauze on his cheek, similar to where Beverly has one as a kid, and Mike seems to have a wrap around his wrist. Maybe a second coming of Eddie having the cast in the first one. And then Bill is missing from the group. Maybe he tries going in by himself and the others have to come save him. In this next scene, a red balloon floats by this facility and it seems to drive the inmates crazy. This guy has the initials JHPH on his back. The facility that Henry Bowers is kept in during the 27-year gap in the book is called Juniper Hill Mental Asylum. So I think for the movie it's been renamed to Juniper Hill Psychiatric Hospital. Maybe Henry isn't the only mental case that gets on its side this time. Also, these guys look like they're at a metal concert. These are the same three doors the Losers Club encounters inside 29 Neibolt Street in the first movie. But one cool detail that I noticed is that the blood is trickling up rather than down, just as Pennywise is rising again, or perhaps floating back to the surface. Now in the book, there's a chapter called Walking Tours, where the losers go back and revisit locations that were important to them in their childhood. Richie goes back to City Center, where he first encountered It. Beverly goes to where her parents' house was, and Bill goes downtown. Maybe in the movie though, Bill goes back to his childhood home as well. In this shot, we see what looks to be some kind of dream or hallucination with child Bill and adult Bill side by side in the flooded basement. Either that or this is some kind of 27-year challenge on social media. In the first trailer, there's a shot of someone splashing around in the blood, and in this one we see that it's actually Beverly, revisiting the old elementary school bathroom where she was bullied as a child. The graffiti clown has been crossed out, but it's unclear what it says under that. Other graffiti includes Greta Keen is a bitch. Greta Keen is the movie reimagining of a character named Greta Bowie from the book. In the movie, she's also the daughter of Norbert Keen, the pharmacist who tries to warn Eddie that his aspirator is a gazebo.
See what these are? They're gazebos! They're bullshit!
This small text right here says Beverly Marsh gets around, which references the rumors spread by Greta and her friends that Beverly is this big slut. Stop censoring me, YouTube, god damn it. There's also a good look at the bruising on Beverly's arm, most likely where her husband grabbed her during her escape. Here's another quick Pennywise appearance in what I'd assume is Beverly trying to break them out of 29 Neibolt Street, and then if you pause near the end of the trailer, you'll get the only look we have so far at one of the other forms of it. It looks like some kind of zombie-like creature that can swim. Can't wait to see what that is. Maybe it's an undead version of Bev's father. Here we have somebody falling down the well and into this light. The true form of it is something called the Deadlights, which are teased at a couple of times. Maybe what we're seeing here is similar to what happened to Henry Bowers when he was pushed into the well by Mike. For more on that, watch my full video on 3 theories for It Chapter 2. Or maybe this is Bill or Richie entering the Macroverse. I won't put any spoilers in this video, but fans of the book will know what I'm talking about. One of our last shots is Pennywise shutting this door back up to the surface. The only thing this reminds me of is this one scene from the miniseries that isn't in the book.
Take your pick, Billy boy.
Be sure to let me know what else you noticed in the trailer, and click the video on the left to see my analysis on the other trailer for It Chapter 2. Remember to subscribe to CZsWorld. I've got a load of content planned leading up to the next movie, and I'll see you in the next one. Assuming we both survive.